the early days, we were really just sort of trying to find our identity, who we were as an organization, what we needed to provide to the community. And at first, that was a very small thing. But as we've grown as an organization, as we've grown as a philanthropic organization, our services have really expanded. We have some amazing corporate sponsors who have been so generous to work with us, and we participate in different events throughout the year. We've performed at World AIDS Day events in the past. We participate in Mama Jean's Christmas gift event, where we provide presents along with other members of the community for kids who are in a situation where they might not otherwise get, a visit from Santa Claus. It's really just numerous the corners we are reaching in this area. And to kind of give you an idea of how big that area is, one of our members, we have several members who perform with us in Johnson City who live in Southwest Virginia. And one of our members, from where he lives to the Bijou, where we perform for one of our concerts, is 170 miles one way. So that's the area that we're impacting. It's almost become a regional organization, and that's been our goal. The more success we can have within the chorus, the more we can do for the community. Like those sing-alongs, like those events that we perform at throughout the year, community events, pride events. We performing at Blunt Pride very soon. We'll perform at Tri Pride this year. We always perform at Knox Pride. And for the past several years, we've performed at South Knox Pride, which is a really different space and a really different vibe, which was cool. It reaches a different audience for sure. There's the term that's been thrown around a lot lately, groomers, and that's something that we've actively fought against. We lead by example. We are a very visual and organization that works with local charities to show that people who identify as queer are not your enemy. We're not your adversary. We are just human beings, like everyone else, and we're here to help. We fight against transphobia and sexism, and our name change was a big part of that. We chose to, through a lot of marketing and through a lot of engaging with our members in the community, created this new name, Appalachian Equality Chorus, to drive that message home, that we are not just a chorus for gay men anymore, or we are a voice for change for the entire queer community, and we continue to advocate for local efforts to sort of turn the tide on some of these misconceptions that are swirling around in our community. Every community has their own problems. Even before our name change, a lot of individuals within the organization, like myself, did not identify as men, identified as non-binary, or other similar terms, but we were still just a tenor-based chorus, and I say just, even though it's a wonderful organization, but the name change and the addition of the soprano alto chorus was really our way of saying this organization is for everyone, regardless of how you identify. We have a group that will fit your voice, and we're actually our very first auditions for this season are today. So it's as the date of this recording, so it's very exciting. And I was so proud of this effort to rebrand ourselves as an organization for everyone. We're a nonprofit organization, so we're limited in what we can put out into the ether, into the public space, what we can say. We're not a political organization, so that's something we have to tread very carefully, and we always have. We've built such great relationships with different venues and the public. Performing at Rossini Festival for the last several years, that the challenges are fewer in number than the successes. We've really been able to reach a lot of people. We still have protesters occasionally at our concerts, but we kind of look at that as a way of thinking, wow, we've made such an impact on this community that people who oppose us are starting to notice. They know who we are, and sometimes they show up to more of our events than our own patrons do. So I think that speaks volumes. We're not going anywhere, and in fact we're expanding. We had around 60 people on stage singing with us at our last spring show, which is just a testament to the dedication of not only the members of the organization, but the public support, which has just been phenomenal. I'm so proud of my hometown for really embracing us over these last years. We have an email list that goes out to all of our patrons and all of those who are interested in the organization, and excuse me, a lot of those emails will include surveys where we try to engage with our audience. We engage with the public to sort of ask them what they want from us, how we can better serve them, and the feedback is overwhelmingly positive. We get suggestions not only about how we could maybe produce our shows better, but how we can serve the community better. And it's through that communication, that open line of communication we always have with the public and with our patrons and supporters that we learn and grow. And the name change was a big part of that. We wanted folks who wanted to be part of this organization, but maybe didn't, but whose voices maybe didn't fit in the soprano alto, or I'm sorry, tenor bass range. We wanted to create a space for them. We heard what they had to say and we responded. Seeing the change that we've made in the community, seeing people at non-LGBT events like the Rossini Festival coming up to us afterwards and complimenting us on our performance and saying, hey, we saw you guys, we saw your name on the marker outside the bijou, or something like that. It's just really rewarding because, especially at the Rossini Festival, it's not an audience we would typically engage with, and a lot of those people maybe had never heard of us before. So when when someone who maybe had never attended a concert before gets to hear us perform and says something to the effect of, I see the struggles that your community is going through, or I appreciate what you're doing. That's to me that's worth everything. Especially a lot of our members live in rural areas. That's another thing that really tugs at my heartstrings, because I was fortunate enough to grow up in Knoxville. But some of these folks who live, especially in Southwest Virginia, there's not a lot or any type of organization like ours, or LGBT organizations in general, who provide this social outlet for people who would otherwise be very lonely and may not have a social outlet. Yeah, the outreach to people who would otherwise not have this type of organization is really really incredible. It's a wonderful feeling. Well, we have found that a multifaceted approach works best, because we have baby boomers who are, engaging with us, and they're more apt to maybe email communications or things like that. We also have every other generation down the line. So we communicate through a number of ways, not just email, but we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're now on TikTok as well, which is where a lot of the Gen Zers are going. So we're following the tide, and it's worked out well for us. But there's not a one-size-fits-all approach to engaging a community, and you have to be aware of your audience and how they consume information. So that's what we've done. We've tried to approach things different ways to make it meaningful for the most amount, or for the largest audience possible. For me, it's just such a humbling experience. Every rehearsal is filled with such warmth and such kindness and such affirmation, and we have people in the chorus who pour not only their heart and soul out to make sure that we're, serving the community and other organizations, but they pour their wallet out too, and that speaks volumes. We do lots of fundraisers throughout the year. Some of them are more formal, some of them are a little less formal. Most recently we had a Mardi Gras party to raise money, and that was a lot of fun. That draws in a different crowd than, say, maybe a black tie dinner type thing would. So we have an amazing team of fundraisers, and it just seems like everything we've touched recently in our goals and our aspirations has been a success, and that's thanks to the amazing board we have, and more than anything, it's thanks to the community. Without the community behind us supporting our mission, nothing we do would be possible. So we have a new website. You can either type in and spell all the way out, if you're really eager, AppalachianEqualityChorus.org, or you can just type AppEqualityChorus.org. So that's our website, where we have forms you can fill out to sign up to volunteer, to audition, or to contact us if you're interested in learning more about the organization. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram account. where you can send us direct messages and we'll respond. And then of course we're on TikTok, and we always enjoy comments on any of our social media posts. We have a whole social media committee that does amazing work. So you can also contact me. My email address is secretary@AppalachianEqualityChorus.org, and I would be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. So our next performance is going to be in September at Blunt Pride, and I believe that's early September. We're also going to be performing at Tri-Pride in the Tri-Cities on September 23rd, and then of course Knox Pride in October, I believe it is. And then our holiday shows are always in mid-December. So those are coming up. We've got an amazing, we write a script, well, we have a script writer for each of our shows, Adam Crandall, and he is brilliant. He's so artistic and creative, and we have, so that's coming up. The holiday shows are always really popular. We have a gaggle of queens who our audience has come to expect every year. March Claus will be back this year to get into all kinds of shenanigans and tomfoolery, and we can't wait to have that back. So yeah, we've got a lot of different shows coming up and in a lot of different venues. So just be on the lookout for that.